Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So, tracking bass today, and when I track bass, I always record direct on the Zoom. I have recorded bass before, you know, with proper microphone and a bass rig and everything, but this is so much easier, and I find that the sound quality is quite good. I don't love the guitar amp Sims, but I think this bass one I found here in the effects is pretty good. That's what I've had good results with it, at least, and nothing I can really complain about, and it's just so much simpler than trying to, you know, mic a cabinet and record that. That's a challenge, mainly because bass just kind of surges, you know, so if you have one part and you're playing sort of softly and you got to suddenly hit something, or you're hitting a really low note, it's hard to control, you know, compress it enough. So I really like going in direct. Now, what I do is I make sure that I have the bass plugged in. So I'm going to go into number 1, and the reason I'm going into number 1 is because you have a high Z switch here. So you want to use your high Z switch on, because this is a non-amplified, you know, thing coming in here, passive electronics in the pickups, and so you want a little microvolt, you know, of juice, you know, just to get it up to level. Then what I do is to make sure you're in tune, and I've already tuned the bass a lot, so I feel confident, but heck, why not just check it again, right? So, and also I'm going to turn on this amp before I forget to do it. Okay, so now go to Tool, we're going to go down to Tuner. The first thing is Metronome. We're going to go to Tuner, and there's a chromatic tuner, and I'm just going to tune, make sure that I'm in tune. I should be okay because I just tuned it a while ago. But it's been kind of fluctuating today. See, it's a little flat on the G sharp. I've got this tuned down a half step because the song was written in D sharp or E flat. And I like playing a Stratocaster in E flat. It just feels better. And for some reason sounds better to me. Like the notes, every time I go back to standard, the notes don't sound as gnarly. It's like they sound more normal. Yeah, there's something meaner about tuning down. Okay, but I don't do it for my voice. I'm singing to the thing. The only time you do that is when you've written something in standard and then you tune it down. I hate doing that. I mean, I would do it if I have to, but I don't like doing that. Okay, so now we're going to go to Effect. You press the Effect button. I'm in the algorithm bass. There's another one called Acco Bass, acoustic bass. I don't use that one. Got a bunch of weird sounds on it, but I'm sure you can find something good. Okay, then I'm going to go to patch number 05, and that's tube pre, and I've tried all of them. This is the one that sounds the most natural to me. It sounds like a real bass amp, you know, like it just sounds real and right. I love SVTs and all Ampeg amps, you know, in reality, but theirs doesn't sound like that, so I don't use that one. It's very gritty to the extreme. The SVT sound is kind of aggressive, but I've never found it to be that hashy and gritty. Okay, so now the part is pretty basic, pretty straightforward. I'm basically following the melody line. I don't know what you call that in musical theory, but I copy the riff, the main riff of the guitar, and then the rest of the time I'm just kind of holding down 8 notes a couple times, just trying to hold it, you know, hold the song up. If I was a better bass player, the part would be way more interesting, I can assure you, but I'm not. So I'm going to do what I can do, but I feel like it's servicing, you know, it's working for the tune. Alright, so I've already gotten a good take of this that I actually feel good about, but I would love to beat it right here on camera. That's the goal. And the 2 main sticking points is the part that goes, is that coming through? Making sure I hit those do-do aggressively, but not, you know, stupidly. And then there's another part where I'm going. And right here. Nothing hard about playing that, but you have to nail this. That's where the whole note, well, they're not whole notes, they're quarter note open chords are. And if you don't come down right with that, that was the moment at home that I was like, ah. because it's these little things when you're recording by yourself, doing this one-man band thing. You're not the greatest musician in the world, but you're, you know, suitable, proficient enough to, you know, serviceable, so you can get the job done. But little by little, these little mistakes, like coming in a little late on the bass, a little off on the guitar, a little wrong on the drums. I've already got 2 places in the song where it slows down just a little bit. Nothing major, but you know, I've already got some mistakes in there. I don't want to keep adding more, because that's when it starts to sound shambolic and like a disaster. Like people would think, you know, maybe you should retrack, and I don't, you know, I don't want that. I realize I've got, you know, fidelity restrictions already, so I don't want to add to it by being extra sloppy. Alright, so here we go. We're in 2 pre on the bass effect, tune the guitar. The last thing to check and to talk about is to go to pan EQ. I'm going to go all the way down. I'm in the center, no EQ, no reverb, no chorus, faders at 100. Then I'm going to hit the 1724 button, and then this arrow all the way over to the master, which I've got at 103, which is not good. I must have hit that with the cable. And then I'm going to go back to track 1, just so I'll be on that one, and exit. Alright, so I've checked the master to make sure that's at 100, and I've checked the track, the channel number 1, to make sure that's also at 100. And the main thing I would emphasize is to not screw up and you know, record too hot and distort the signal and ruin your take. That really sucks. So I go above and beyond to make sure I'm not going to do that, because I hate getting a good take and then it's ruined because you've got the gross static of like digital distortion. And maybe there's a way to get it out, you know, but I just usually retrack. I hate the sound of that. It's terrible, unusable. Alright, so let's see what I can do here. You'll be able to hear everything through that amp that I'm hearing, and go along for the ride. Let's see what happens. I don't think I'm going to top it, but I'm going to sure try. Sorry, this cable got around me. Okay, now, this is important. I've got a good take already. So every time I record play at all, I got to make sure I check and undo that baby, because I don't want to lose this take. You know, this is a good take. And so undo in between. Alright, and being, you know, very aware of that. Okay, here we go. Yeah. I'm going to go back. Hit the back button. I've got a mark at 4 minutes. 4 seconds. Here we go. Sorry, I didn't hit that note. I'm going to try to bring the guitars down just a little bit, just so you can hear what's going on with the bass. But I like having them up, just so I can sink into them more and not miss out on that downbeat where it's open chords. Sorry, I had to scratch my nose, which threw me off. Here we go. Pre-scratch any itching. feel like that beat my first one, but I'll check. And the way I do that is I go back and forth between undo and redo. Hopefully you won't fall over, baby. Okay, so let me take this off, unplug this so I can pull this up here. I'm connected to there still. Alright, so really quickly I will just listen back. Okay, that's basically what I'm checking for, is to see if I nailed that open chord thing. Okay, let's check that one. That one's important. It's at 125. Right. See, that one sounded a little off. I'm going to undo and we'll play the one before this. Here it goes. I just undid it, so you'll hear the last take that I did before this one. That come down is tighter. Dum dum dum, instead of being a little off on the guitar. Let me redo the new one. We'll rewind and you'll hear it again from the same spot. It's just like, it sounds like an extra note. Now watch, here's the difference. So that's all I need to hear to feel like that's the right one. So here's how I save it so that I don't screw it up at this point. I'm going to hit Project. Boom, saved. Then I'm going to go down to Select, then hit it again, 20th Century Man. It's loading. Now that bass track, the first one that I preferred, is on there. I undid the other one. So you just go back and forth between undo and redo, but you got to be careful and you don't mistakenly get rid of the wrong one. So now, knowing that that's the take I'm going to use, let me just isolate it a little bit to show you that we've got no distortion. Everything sounds okay. Let's just make sure. No EQ. I'll add a little bass to it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it on the camera. Doesn't really do much. Took it off. So let's just take it from the beginning with everything running. Let's see what we got. Okay, so let me just go back to 120 one more time. I felt good about it, and I'm thinking last time, did I definitely nail that? That would be the only thing that worries me. That one right there. Okay, so that would be the only reason that I would stay and do another take, is just to make sure I'm 100% nailing that those whole notes. Open chords. That part, that come down right there, it just has to hammer, or it just sounds like off. I think it's okay, but I started worrying that second time when I was listening to it. It's like, did I not nail that again? So anyway, you see the challenge, doing this by yourself, doing each instrument. Want to make sure that each instrument, that nothing gets short shrift. Bass is probably my least, no, keyboards is my lowest level of being able to do. Bass I'm getting better at, just because, it's sort of like guitar, but just want to make sure that I'm not, like I said, letting the song down by getting lazy with an instrument. Alright, so hopefully everyone's doing well with their projects. Hopefully you learned something about how to do this. If there's anything I can do, if any further advice or anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out. Alright, next time.